Hello and welcome to episode number 21 of Zach's Tech Talk Tuesday. My name is Ryan McQueeney, and on this week's show, we'll be looking ahead to 2018 and highlighting one company that is making tons of noise throughout the investing social media world because of their involvement in the booming world of Bitcoin and blockchain. So unless you've been living under a rock for the past few months, you've already heard quite a bit about the soaring prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But in case you aren't an expert in the subject, we'll just run you through some basics real quick. First up, the word cryptocurrency refers to any form of digital currency that uses cryptography to secure transactions, verify transfers, and control the creation of new units. Bitcoin is the world's most popular cryptocurrency, and it helped revolutionize digital currency because it utilized blockchain as the public ledger for its transactions. A blockchain is a continuously growing record book that uses cryptography to link and secure individual records, which are called blocks. Bitcoin is currently the largest blockchain network and the most popular cryptocurrency in the world. There are about 1,500 what are called altcoins now, alternative Bitcoins essentially is where that word formed. And the common denominator between these altcoins is that they use blockchain technology as the public ledger for transactions. This is kind of where mining comes in, where this is a term you'll hear referred to in the context of creation of new coins. Mining is the actual record-keeping process involved in maintaining and adding to the blockchain, and cryptocurrency miners use their own computer processing power to participate in blockchain maintenance, and they are therefore rewarded for their record-keeping services with whole or partial cryptocurrency units. So that's kind of the basics on the blockchain. It is really, really, really important to note, though, that the power of blockchain to track and secure transactions and agreements does not stop at cryptocurrencies. And, we've even seen several massive tech firms start investing in the platform. It's an open source platform that really, when you talk to someone who's really bullish on the blockchain technology itself, they have a lot of great things to say about the potential for blockchain to shake up the financial industry, digital transactions. Has a lot of potential uses in kind of our growing online world. One final thing I think it's important to note when you're talking about cryptocurrencies is wallets. In the context of cryptocurrencies, wallets are not the annoying leather things you put in your back pocket. Wallets are actual individual digital storage sites that hold the public and private keys used to receive and spend units of a cryptocurrency. And so in the simplest of terms, you can think of a wallet as one's personal place to keep track of the cryptocurrency units that they currently hold. So I want to kind of shift now from the basics to one of the companies that we've seen really emerge as a figurehead in this crazy growing, I don't want to outright declare it a bubble at this point early in the episode, but the cryptocurrency bubble, which I'm not necessarily talking about valuations of any of the cryptocurrencies right now, but what we have seen is a herd-like stampede towards any company that is doing anything related to cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and using blockchain at all. Even for, in this case, has the word blockchain in the name. I think it really has benefited from that fact and just a tidal wave of people desperate for anything to do with this kind of booming industry right now. So yes, as you could tell by that hint there, we're talking about Riot Blockchain today. Riot is the fastly just skyrocketing stock. Its shares of Riot have soared more than 400% over the past month alone. And like I said, it's based almost solely on this rabid desire for any and every stock that is making a play in this space. I wanted to actually just kind of talk about what we do know about Riot Blockchain and what the company does, because it is more than just, a crypto stock. There's an idea behind it. So on Wednesday, October 4th, Riot Blockchain was born, if you will, a small firm focused on manufacturing biotech diagnostic machinery, Bioptics Inc., changed its name to Riot Blockchain Inc. in the hopes of more accurately representing its new focus. The company, Bioptics, was based in Castle Rock, Colorado, and it was in dire straits prior to the name change. It was once known as Vinaxis Inc. It's actually been through a few name changes at this point, but after buying out Bioptics Diagnostics in 2016, it assumed that name and kind of doubled down on its focus to produce biotech diagnostics equipment. But according to company management, that acquisition turned out to be a mistake, and the company was desperately in need of cash, bleeding money, and struggling to generate revenue. A few months ago, a new CEO, Michael Beagley, took over and decided to refocus the company into cryptocurrency and blockchain, which he has described as being, quote unquote, like the beginning of the internet. So, according to Riot Blockchain's official website, the company has launched its own Bitcoin mining operation and intends to, quote, gain exposure to the blockchain ecosystem through targeted investments in the sector, with a primary focus on the blockchain and Ethereum blockchain. On the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains. Riot's first move under the new name, moving on to what the company actually has done, Riot's first move under the new name was to invest in CoinSquare Ltd., a Canadian company that operates an online cryptocurrency exchange. And so far, Riot also boasts stakes in TestPay, a blockchain-based escrow service for wholesale telecom carriers, as well as Verati, a cryptocurrency accounting service. So in the really near term, Riot Blockchain is going to face questions, really hard questions to answer related to its debt and revenue. The sale of the company's Bioptics assets might have generated some cash, but after a problematic acquisition and a minimal revenue year, Riot is likely deep in the red. And then kind of yesterday, Monday, Riot had what we've been noticed as kind of not a death signal, but what can certainly turn into a bad situation for any company that has found itself in this short seller's targets. Yesterday, officially, Riot Blockchain was put on the hit list, if you will, of Andrew Left and Citron Research. They've officially gone short on Riot, saying that the company has reached, quote-unquote, full mania status. The Citron Research tweeted from their official account yesterday, quote, no reason to short any stocks now that even have business, while the market has given us stocks like Riot. Starting short position here. The bar for finding good shorts has been lowered. So, yeah, I'm certainly not one to declare every stock doomed as soon as it's been targeted by Citron Research, but the short selling firm, does have a relatively decent track record. And as I mentioned, these shares are skyrocketing, and the company really is not making a ton of money and is certainly owes a lot of money right now. So to kind of add even more to that, we also have a few reasons to be suspicious of Riot's investments. Suspicious seems maybe a bit harsh, but there's been a couple eyebrow raisers over the past few months. Point out one here. In early November, the company said that it acquired a mining operation consisting of hundreds of dedicated mining computer systems, and it issued $12 million of new stock to pay for that deal. But if you actually look at the amount of gear that they bought and what was purchased, it was worth a little over $2 million at the time. So the valuation gap there seems a little puzzling. Again, a lot of questions here that are going to need to be asked about revenue, debt, and business model. I spent about, it was that 3 or 4 minutes talking about what we do know about the company. And to be quite honest, that's about it, other than the fact that the stock has been soaring so much recently. I'm not saying necessarily that certainly absolutely not declaring it any sort of scam. I think that there's only so much management, there's only a certain level of transparent that management can be when investors are really fueling this bubble. It seems reasonable that a small cap firm would, and I'm sure we'll even see more of these emerge, companies that are just trying to make their own plays on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and blockchain tech, and kind of this idea that you'd become a holding company with positions in a lot of different up-and-coming uses of cryptocurrency and blockchain. Seems like a reasonable idea, but again, the questions that we need to ask ourselves as individual investors, they're going to pop up anytime a stock soars over 400% in a month. But especially when that soaring share price has nothing really to do with revenue growth, earnings growth, certainly neither of those things that match up at all with its current valuation. So yeah, is its current share price more of investors trying to really get rich quick on this whole cryptocurrency boom? Are there people who legitimately think that it is worth how much it is worth now based on what cryptocurrency and blockchain could be in a few years? I'm sure, but I don't know. I think that Riot is kind of I don't know if it's a victim of this crypto bubble or if it's actually just a straight beneficiary of the crypto bubble. We'll see how long the company lasts for in its current status or in its current state. But yeah, certainly is one that I think if you're bearish on this whole cryptocurrency Bitcoin situation, you point to a company like Riot and you say, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I guess we'll see over the coming weeks. As I said, looking ahead to 2018, I don't necessarily know how long this whole market, this booming market, is going to just capture everyone's attention as it has for the past month or so. But blockchain technology is not going anywhere. And with, hundreds of billions of dollars worldwide in Bitcoin right now, you would think that no matter whether its valuation is a bubble right now, there is still life left to it. So I guess we'll see. That's really all I can come up with as a conclusion here, without really taking one side or the other. As you know, as the listeners of the show know, I try to stay away from outright declaring anything doomed or, on the other side of that, an extraordinary option. So I guess we'll see how this plays out. Riot Blockchain is one of several companies that have seen similar things happen to their share price after kind of announcing their investments in blockchain and cryptocurrency. So there's plenty of other stocks to keep your eyes on if you're interested in this type of stuff. That's what I had to say about Riot Blockchain, and that's all I have to say on the subject for now. As always, if you feel that we missed something or if you want us to cover a different story, please feel free to shoot us an email at podcast@zacks.com. Make sure to check out all of our other audio content at zacks.com/podcast. And remember to subscribe and leave us a rating on iTunes. Thank you for listening to the Zach's Tech Talk Tuesday podcast. We will see you next time.